Hello everyone, it's Exo Spaceman right here, and I decided that we'll make this video about a special announcement I want to make for this channel. And so I'm going to talk about it. So the special announcement I'm going to make is that I am going to Texas on October 13th to witness a very rare event that's called a solar eclipse. Now, for those who don't know what a solar eclipse is, an eclipse is basically when the moon covers the sun totality and just creates a bright cornea in the sky. It's like the sky darkens, like it's nighttime. It's just that the moon covers the sun and it just darkens. The sky just darkens. Now, to see a solar eclipse, you need like special glasses, like solar eclipse glasses, so that you can witness this eclipse, so that your eyes don't, damage. So that the sun does not damage your eyes. And it is a very rare and amazing event to witness. Usually throughout my life, I have been looking at lunar eclipses, which is the most safe and most common known eclipses that there is in space events. But a solar eclipse is very rare. The last time that gave me an opportunity to see such an eclipse was back in August 21st of 2017, when the Great American Eclipse happened and the whole world was watching, as well as here in America. But I missed it, unfortunately. And I was in school. It was my first day and last year in 8th grade, which was in middle school. And yeah, I didn't get to see it, but at least I saw what it was like kind of before. And I can't believe 2017 was 6 years ago. So yeah, there are 3 types of eclipses, however, because this eclipse is nothing in which is like full totality. So the first one is a partial eclipse. A partial eclipse is where the moon is half covering the sun, or just a little bit of it. The sky does not darken, and it just is not as a eclipse. It's just a partial eclipse. The moon just covers a little bit of the sun, but it's not total. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And the only way to see this is, of course, through solar eclipse glasses, or through those boxing things. Like, you can make your own eclipse glasses or something, so you can see this eclipse. The next one is an annular eclipse. Now, an annular eclipse is similar to a total eclipse, which I'll get to later, in which it covers the sun, but it's just a bit smaller, because since the moon is further away from the sun, it just creates a ring of fire around the sun, rather than just covering the whole thing and make it like full totality, and that the solar corona is visible. So this is what I'm going to see in Texas to see a solar eclipse. And the third one is where it's a total eclipse, where the full moon covers the entire of the sun, and it creates like an amazing view of the sun being covered. When the moon covers the sun, the cornea and the solar flares that's coming out from the sun is visible, because that's what you can't see when the sun is bright out in the sky. And yeah, those are basically eclipses, and I'm so excited to see this kind of eclipse. And I feel more comfortable talking as well, because usually I try to talk to my best, and since it's quiet around, I can talk by myself. So the place that I'm going to is San Antonio, Texas. Originally, I was going to go to Honduras to see the maximum eclipse of the solar eclipse that's going to happen next month. But I just realized that since last year I went to Peru by myself, and it was just frustrating how it was to be in a different country in which it's a little bit less than that of here in America. I decided, maybe it'll be much easier to just come to Texas, because it's the closest, nearest one to see a solar eclipse, and also it's less costly. I've been working at a convenience store, or supermarket store, I'm sorry, for the past 2 months, and I've been saving so much money so I can save up to see this eclipse, because I have to pay for my for the flight to go to Texas to see this eclipse. And we're leaving on October 13th at 5:18 a.m. but we're gonna make 2 stops, because that's what the plan is, because we're gonna leave from Miami at 5:18 and we'll arrive at 7:39 a.m. at Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, I think. Then after that, we will then head out to San Antonio. Actually, when we arrive in Dallas, we are actually in Texas. It's just that we're not at the exact location in which where the eclipse will happen. So we will depart at 8:35 and we'll arrive at 10:01 a.m. exactly the time before the eclipse happens tomorrow at that day. And it's a very long planning, because it's not just the flight tickets that I already did, it's also the car rent that we have, and the hotel that we're gonna stay in San Antonio. Now, after we arrive at San Antonio, well, before we're gonna head to San Antonio, I mean after we view around what's in San Antonio and we see what's around, because we're not just gonna stay there and do nothing. We're still gonna tour around the city and see what there is. Now, after we're back from San Antonio, we're gonna head to a little city that's called Devine. Now, Devine is just only 30 minutes away from San Antonio. It's very close. Now, the reason why I chose Devine is because it is where the eclipse, this city is in the middle of the eclipse, where we can see the whole thing. We can see the eclipse in San Antonio, but it's only going to be just a little bit. Where I want to see like full on solar ring is in Devine, which is why we're going there to see it. Now, the problem is that at this point, I still do not know which part of Devine we're going to see the eclipse. Maybe we'll see it in a grassy field and see this eclipse, or we're just gonna, I don't know. It's just like a lot of opportunities to see where we could see this eclipse. So yeah, that's gonna be the plan. First, we will leave from Miami, then head to Dallas. We will land at Dallas. After we land at Dallas, we'll then head to San Antonio. We'll just hang around, do what there is in San Antonio before we finally head to Devine, which is where we'll see the eclipse. Now, obviously, I'm not just gonna bring my phone to see this eclipse, nor my solar glasses, which I already bought a few weeks ago. Actually, it was the last month that I bought my glasses. I'm also going to get myself a camera that I've been using since I was a child, because you know the camera, it's a Canon DS camera, and my mom has been using it to take pictures of me when I was a child, from elementary, middle school, even up to high school. Man, I miss those days. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use that camera to see the solar eclipse. The only thing I need is just lenses to see the eclipse. Now you see that if I want to get myself a better eclipse, I mean if I want to take a photo of a good photo of the eclipse, I need like different kinds of cameras and lenses to get a good focal look of the eclipse. So okay, so there are 6 types. There is 200 millimeters, 400, 500, all the way to 2000. But because of the cost, I am choosing 400 millimeters because we went to because me and my mom went to a nearby camera shop, and they have a 400 millimeter lenses, so I can put in the camera and see this eclipse and take photos of it during the eclipse. And it only cost about 600 bucks, which is not that bad. But I'm not gonna buy this lens until next month. So as of now, I am preparing myself to see this full-on eclipse. And obviously, of course, this eclipse, I will record it, I'll take photos of it, and I'll upload it onto my YouTube channel. I wanted to make a live stream, but making a live stream is a bit tricky because I don't know how I know you can do that on the iPhone, but I want, like, you know, a great view of the eclipse. So honestly, I prefer to just upload the video after the full-on event. I will make a short about the eclipse on my YouTube channel, and then I'll upload the whole thing when I get back from Texas, because obviously even after the eclipse and getting back from Texas, it will still take time to make the video about the eclipse. Of course, I'll make some recordings on my trip in Texas, see how it is, and then I'll start the, you know, on how the eclipse starts and how it ends and the aftermath of the eclipse, and then we're heading back home. That's basically what's going to be about for the video that I'm going to upload about the eclipse. But yeah, I'm so excited about this trip. Obviously, I'm not going by myself, since you need to be 21 years old to buy a hotel. Stay in a hotel. I'm gonna have to go with my dad, so that's basically 2 tickets in the plane flight. Okay, so the car that I'm going to drive in, or my dad, when we head to San Antonio, is going to be a Volkswagen SUV. So I originally thought it was going to be a pickup truck, but it turns out that my mom decided to pick a SUV instead, because a pickup truck is very expensive. So apparently we'll be using an SUV instead to drive to Devine, Texas. But yeah, that's what it is. We'll get it at 11 a.m. Friday, October 13th at 11 a.m. It's gonna be in the San Antonio airport, and we will have it for 2 days, because obviously we'll be returning on Sunday, because we'll have to use it during the eclipse, and we're gonna have to drive to Devine to see this eclipse. So Devine is the spot that we're gonna look at. So yeah. And honestly, the car doesn't look that bad. I thought it was gonna be like it doesn't matter what kind of car it is. What's more important is that we have something that we can drive with, and it's not that bad. It just looks okay. It looks really, really cool. And the hotel we're gonna stay is somewhere in San Antonio. It's very luxurious. It's very amazing to see this, and I decided to talk to my parents and just see how this is separate and say how this all works. And basically, I'm the one who bought the tickets for the flights. My dad is that rented the car, and my mom also bought the hotel tickets, so that it make this much easier. It was originally going to be me that was gonna buy the whole thing, but since my parents are supporting me, they decided that they'll just buy the hotel and rent a car, so we can use the car during the solar eclipse. Now the only thing that I need is just the lenses, which is definitely okay. So yeah, it's gonna be a long month to wait, but I'm so excited about this announcement that I'm making for this channel, because I think it might be a huge step up for my channel, because usually my channel is about history of spaceflight and KSP or just gameplay videos, but recording a space event that happens here on Earth, and that happens rarely here in the US, that is a total different level. And I'm so happy to try to do this as well, because I've never done this kind of thing before. I've seen lunar eclipses, but a solar eclipse, this is the first time I'm seeing it in my life. Now, I was originally going to see the 2023 April eclipse this year, but I didn't have enough money, and it was in Australia, so it's very far away, and even if I did, it's still gonna be frustrating. So I didn't get to see it. And sadly, this eclipse was also very rare, because the eclipse that happened in April of this year was a hybrid eclipse. So it's like between a total and an annular eclipse. Basically the same thing, but it's just, it appears like a total eclipse, where another part appears annular, which is super rare. So sadly, this kind of eclipse, I will get to see it again in 2030. So it's gonna be 10 years from now. Wait, what? No, 10 years. 8 years from now. It's gonna be a very long way. So sadly, I didn't get to see this eclipse, but I'll be happy to see this. Now, before I end this video, obviously, this isn't the only eclipse I'm going to see and upload on my YouTube channel. There is another eclipse, which is also going to be a full big on score for next year, and that is a total solar eclipse. It'll also be the very first time a total solar eclipse has happened that will be visible here in the US since the August 21st, 2017 eclipse. So yeah, this is a big opportunity to see a solar eclipse. I missed the one from the one on August 21st of 2017, but I won't miss this one for next year, which will be even more exciting. Yeah, obviously, of course, I'm going to see that eclipse. But even before that, in December, I am going to California, to Los Angeles, so I can explore a lot and also see the space shuttle Endeavour for the last time in its original museum structure. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a lot of good things happening for my channel. I mean, yeah, this year it might have been kind of a bit boring and dull, but it's been very exciting for me, trying to keep up that stuff and recovering, and I'm so excited to make this announcement. So yeah, that's all for this announcement that there is for my YouTube channel. I really hope to see this eclipse with y'all in October, and as well as the next one for next year. So that's all for you. See ya. Bye.